A very good evening. Thank you for joining us here on this Friday. You're watching News Now. Like always, lots that's lined up. But our top focus for the hour, SEBI is likely to issue final circular on F&O expiry days of exchange. And more on that, I'm being joined in by my co-anchor, Ankur Mishra, who's of course going to take us through all the details as far as that's concerned.
Yes, Nivedna. So SEBI is likely to issue final circular on expiry days of F&O, and we understand that this is likely to happen very soon. Now, what is the matter? Remember, SEBI had earlier issued draft circular on the same, in which 2 days were selected, Tuesday and Thursday, where two exchanges can pick up the expiry days. Currently, NSE expiry happens on Thursday and BSE on Tuesday. But there has been a lot of changes in the expiry days because of the regulatory intent and F&O regulations, which was announced by SEBI earlier. To discuss this matter in detail, we have with us Venkatachalam Shunmugam. Welcome to ET Now, sir.
Thank you, Ankur. Thank you, Ankur. My pleasure, and thank you for the kind invitation.
Right. So I would want to start you with the intent first. What do you think is the intent of regulator? There were few points which was mentioned in the circular which was issued few months back, where the concentration risk was there. What do you assess the problem which is actually persisting or not? What is your assessment?
With the circular that has been issued, as you rightly said, that the BSE has moved on from Friday to Tuesday, and NSE had been on Thursday actually. So as a result, what had happened is Friday used to be 60% and Thursday used to be 20%. So 80% of the concentration happened on where the book building happens on Thursday, and then the unwinding and a little bit of book building happens on Friday. So that led to about 80% concentration in BSE actually. And that we now see that it actually has reduced, and now I think Tuesdays are about 45% and roughly about 20-25 or 30%, which is between Friday and Monday actually. So those 3 days were like 75%. So the volumes are getting dispersed. This is what I could see, that especially as far as the BSE contract is concerned.
Right. One more source-based information we had was that NSE had made an application for shifting its expiry from Thursday to Tuesday. Now, there are a lot of questions asked around it, whether or not there will be some kind of impact in the market dynamics, and also the intent of regulation will be fulfilled or not. What is your take on that?
I think, what the regulation, how it may shape up is that they may, give 1 day for one exchange actually, but I'm not sure whether the freedom to pick up which date for which exchange would be there or not actually. So, necessarily if both the exchanges converge on to either the Thursday or Tuesday, definitely there will be a concentration risk which will be much higher than what it is actually.
Right. So theoretically, if we see that NSE has shifted its expiry to Tuesday, what will be the impact according to you?
Very high concentration, which could lead to shortage of liquidity and volatility shooting up higher because the liquidity is very low actually, and it could lead to disorderly trading, and as a result maybe some systemic risk issues as well actually.
So according to you, there should not be any change in the days of expiry. It should remain the same.
It would be better if it remains the same actually. And secondly, if you see, if both of them shift over to the same date actually, or swipe the dates between Monday and Thursday, definitely there would be some concentration that would happen, wherein the volumes would shift towards the dominant incumbent versus the upcoming incumbent actually. So so there are also some sort of a volume shift which could happen between the BSE and the NSE.
Since the final circular has not come in yet, we can definitely look at all the aspects, and one aspect could be the views coming in that why don't we spread the expiry on all the days? Why to concentrate only on 2 days?
I think the regulatory thinking would be that, right, let's limit it to, if we look back, actually, what is the purpose of that? It's actually from, high, retail participation in these options contracts, weekly options contracts, actually. So to curb that high retail concentration, one of the thinking was let's limit the number of contracts that are available on the exchanges. So that's where one index on one day to converse that happened, actually. So that's the purpose for which this limitation had happened, actually.
Right. One of the things which caught my attention was your description of the distribution of volume which you were explaining earlier. I want to understand, is there some study which is being already conducted? If this shift happens, what will be the impact on volumes?
I would not say that there is a study that is available to actually indicate what is the kind of shift in volumes that could happen. But what I guess is, there would be some shift from BSE to NSE, and as a result, whatever the hard efforts that have been put in by the other exchange, could actually shift the volumes back to NSE.
You are saying that if the change happens, it will work in favor of NSE, and if the change doesn't happen, it will be evenly distributed. Am I right in my assessment?
Yes, exactly.
So all in all, the vote is coming in for status quo. Wherever the expiry is there, be it for BSE Nivedana, it will remain on Thursday. That is what Mr. Venkatachalam Shunmugam is suggesting. And for BSE, it should remain on Tuesday. So no change is the verdict coming in from our guest. Thank you so much for joining at this hour. But we will finally wait and see what is the final verdict which is coming in from the regulator, because this is something which will impact the whole market dynamics. This is something which will impact the traders. This is something which will impact MIIs. Everybody will have to align according to the days of the expiry, and that is why this circular is keenly awaited.
All right, Ankur, I appreciate you drawing that into perspective for us, not just with those invaluable thoughts, but more importantly, telling us why we should be looking forward to it. But for the moment, we leave the conversation at that.